From designing new airplane wings to better understanding how fuel sprays ignite in a combustion engine, researchers have long been interested in better understanding how chaotic, turbulent motions impact fluid flows under a variety of conditions. Despite decades of focused research on the topic, physicists still consider a fundamental understanding of turbulence statistics to be among the last major unsolved challenges in physics. Due to its complexity, researchers have come to rely on a combination of experiments, semi-empirical turbulence models, and computer simulation to advance the field. Recently, researchers at the Technical University of Darmstadt, TU Darmstadt, led by Professor Dr. Martin Oberlach, and the Universitat Politecnica de Valencia headed by Professor Dr. Sergio Hoyos, started using a new approach for understanding turbulence, and with the help of supercomputing resources at the turbulence is statistical, because of the random behavior we observe, Oberlach said. The biggest problem is resolving the smallest turbulent scales, which decrease inversely with Reynolds number, a number that indicates how turbulent a fluid is moving, based on a ratio of velocity, length scale, and viscosity. For airplanes like the Airbus A380, the Reynolds number is so large and thus the smallest turbulent scales are so small that they cannot be represented even on the super-MUC. Statistical averages show promise for closing an unending equation loop in 2009, while visiting the University of Canberra. In essence, the concept of symmetry in mathematics demonstrates that equations can equal the same result even when being done in different arrangements or operating conditions. With this in mind, researchers could theoretically forego using the extremely large, dense computational grids and measuring equations within each grid box, a common approach for turbulence simulations, and instead focus on defining accurate statistical mean values for air pressure, speed, and OTH. The problem is, by taking this averaging approach, researchers must transform the Navier-Stokes equations, and these changes unleash a never-ending chain of equations that even the world's fastest supercomputers would never be able to solve. The team realized that the goal needed to be finding another accurate method that did not require such a computationally intensive grid full of equations, and instead developed a symmetry-based turbulence theory, and solved the problem through mathematical analysis. What people have done in the past is identify a volume element in each box, whether it is velocity, temperature, pressure, or the like, so we have local information about the physics. This is significant, as researchers studying turbulence often must find a place to cut, or close, this infinite string of equations, introducing assumptions and potential inaccuracies into simulations. This is known as the closure problem of turbulence, and its solution has long eluded physicists and other researchers trying to better understand turbulent motion of fluids. To that end, the team needed to do computationally expensive direct numerical simulations, DNS, to compare its results with what most researchers consider the most accurate method for simulating turbulence. That said, DNS simulations for even simple geometries are only capable of running on world-leading computational resources, such as LRZ's Super-MUC supercomputer, which Professor Oberlach's team has been using extensively for years. For us, we wanted to have the most reliable database for comparing our symmetry theory to data that is possible at the time, Oberlach said. For that reason, we had no other choice than doing DNS, because we didn't want to have any effect of empirical influence other than the assumptions contained in the Navier-Stokes equations themselves. The team found excellent agreement between the simulation results and its theories, demonstrating. Closing in on a longtime goal, Oberlach indicated that the team was highly motivated to use its theory in other contexts, and as supercomputing resources continue to get faster, the team hopes to test this theory on more complex geometries. Several team members have participated in LRZ training courses, and while the team was overall very experienced using HPC resources, it got good, responsive support from LRZ user support staff. It is really important to actually have humans behind these machines that are dedicated to helping users, he said. Martin Oberlach, Sergio Hoyas, Stephanie V. Kraheberger, Francisco Alcantara Avila, Jonathan Locks. Turbulence statistics of arbitrary moments of wall-bounded shear flows. A symmetry approach. Physical Review Letters. 2022. 128. 2, doi. 10. 1103, Phys Rev Let. 128. 024502 Gauss Center for Supercomputing. Researchers use supercomputers for largest ever turbulent simulations of its kind. Science Daily. Science Daily. 14 February 2022. ift.tt/ozgeek. Gauss Center for Supercomputing. 2022, February 14. Researchers use supercomputers for largest ever turbulent simulations of its kind. Science Daily. Retrieved February 14, 2022 from ift.tt/ozgeek. Gauss Center for Supercomputing. Researchers use supercomputers for largest ever turbulent simulations of its kind. Science Daily. https://ift.tt/OZZTQYQ. Accessed February 14, 2022. Please support my channel to grow by pressing subscribe button and the bell icon. We will notify you technological news. Thank you.